recently I've been getting a lot of messages from people asking me, Erica, how do you read more? How do you read all the books? What are your tips and tricks? They're basically the same thing as every other video that you'll probably see if you look up how to read more, but I'll share with you what I do. It's very straightforward and simple. When you wake up in the morning, first thing that you do, don't go on your phone. Avoid the scrolling and the Facebook and the Twitter and the Instagram and all the social media, because why? It shouldn't be the first thing that you do in the morning unless it's truly important, but I would recommend read the first thing in the morning. Well, actually make yourself some tea or coffee and then read. It helps with waking up in the morning. It helps you get in the mood to read. It's just a nice thing to do in the morning, and over time you'll look forward to it. It's just so nice. My next tip would be to read in the perfect environment. Find a good cozy spot, a cozy chair, your bed, a couch, outside, wherever you want. Just set a cozy environment, a clean, cozy environment. And let me make sure I emphasize on clean, because if you try to read in an area that's very cluttered, I feel like it bogs the reading down. It just makes you not feel so nice. And if you're in a good environment, you'll just be able to let yourself go and fall into the pages of the books. Another thing that I love to do while I read is listen to music. I have playlists on Spotify that are just for reading. Another thing that I've been doing recently that I love is going on YouTube and looking up Hogwarts ambience music. It's the perfect thing. Over the last week or so, I've been listening to the Hufflepuff Common Room ambience music, and it is just delightful. It is so cozy and happy, and it just puts me in the reading mood. Whenever I read, I can just zone out and have a great time. My next tip would be audiobooks. Audiobooks are such a game changer, and I never listened to them before. This year I started to, and let me tell you, they help so much with getting your reading up, because you can listen to audiobooks while you do so many things. While you clean, while you exercise, while you walk, while you cook, while you do so many meandering tasks. And it's perfect because you can access audiobooks for free. Little did you know, through Libby, a library app, through Overdrive with your library, there's Hoopla, there is Scribd, which I hear is doing a free trial right now, so maybe check that out. You can check out Audible. There's just so many ways that you can listen to audiobooks now, and it's so great because if you're not a fan of audiobooks, maybe you try finding the perfect genre for you. For me, I love listening to thriller audiobooks because they really grip you, and I also love nonfiction. I love audiobooks and I can't recommend them enough. So we're currently in shelter in place, but later on when we're not, I would highly recommend you to take a book essentially wherever you go, because you never know if you're going to be waiting for an appointment, in a line, or whatever. If you can, read a couple pages of your book, and that also helps your reading a lot. Or maybe I was going to go hang out with a friend and I'm always early, maybe the friend was late, so I can just read my book while I wait for him. There's always an opportunity to read a book. One thing that I do that I think helps me a lot personally is actually Goodreads, believe it or not. On Goodreads, you can set a challenge for yourself yearly on how many books you want to read. It shows you if you're on track or if you're behind. And for me personally, I put that I wanted to read 100 books this year, and it's been keeping me on track. I don't know what it is, but it makes me more enticed to read more. It's a challenge, and I love challenges because I always want to succeed, and so I really like Goodreads for that. I would check that out. It doesn't work for everyone, but for me it's been working so far. Another thing that's super important is don't be afraid to DNF. Do not be afraid to not finish a book, because if you're not enjoying a book, you are going to read it really slowly. You're going to not want to pick it up. It's going to slow you down, and that leads to another thing. Read what you want always. Always read what you want, because I feel like if you're forcing yourself to read books that are popular or hyped and you're not truly interested in it, it's going to slow you down. You should always read what you want to read. If you want to read a classic, read a classic. If you're interested in a middle grade, read that. Young adult, nonfiction. If you want to read about vampires, werewolves, I'm just saying random things, but what I'm trying to say is read what you want to read because it will excite you the most. It'll make you want to turn those pages. And I think over time, if you implement these tips, a habit will form and you will see that you end up reading more. And truly, if you love it, at the end of the day, you're gonna make time to read. And reading is so fantastic and wonderful. And I hope this helps a lot of you read more, because it's working for me. It's working for me quite a bit. So yeah, those are my tips and tricks. In the comments below of this video, I would love to know your tips on how to read more, because I think this can help a lot of people to read a lot more books, and books are great. So yeah, that's all I have to say today. I'll see you guys in another video very soon. Bye.